A multi-billion-dollar industry that's brought cash and excitement to the scene. It's shaken trust, sparked excitement, and left fans wondering how deep the rabbit hole truly goes. Today we're going to cover the ins and outs, the positives and negatives. This is the state of esports betting. Hey guys, welcome back to State of. This is the final part of our two-part series on esports gambling and betting as a whole. I know the studio may look a little different. Last episode, we opened up like 30 cases. We did not reap the rewards very well. This is pretty much all we're left with. So no gimmicks for this episode, pretty much just straight facts in my opinion. Jumping straight into it, competitive integrity, match scandals all throughout esports as a whole, all directed through esports betting. Pretty much everyone knows the IBUYPOWER scandal in 2014. IBUYPOWER versus netcodes, IBUYPOWER loses the match. Later on, through girlfriends and other sources, it comes out that IBUYPOWER was match fixing. It was a very big scandal. Multiple players, at the time, indefinite lifetime bans. Crazy. Now I think they've come down to like 10 years. Some of them probably are even getting close to unbanned last year, maybe even this year. It left a bad taste in a lot of players' mouths, and esports betting as a whole kind of became a sore subject for a lot of people, a lot of teams as well, especially when a lot of the esports and a lot of the big orgs are already sponsored by these esport gambling companies. And it's not just one-off. CSGO had more trouble. In 2021, 35 players were tied to match fixing, a lot of whom immediately after getting caught match fixing in CSGO jumped straight to Valorant. And also, you have stuff like StarCraft, 2010 scandals. One of the biggest players at the time, Life, got a lifetime ban for match fixing. It's all over the scene. And CSGO, Valorant, they're not just the only ones. It's pretty much everywhere. And it leads to a sore, I guess, topic for a lot of people because it's looked at like a necessary evil for some people. I mean, let's say you're a player and climbing the ladder is super hard. It's hard in regular sports, and I would say it's almost even harder in esports. Let's say you're in a minor tournament and someone comes to you, hey, $10,000 if you throw this match. And for a lot of people who it's up in the air if they'll ever make it into the pro scene, I don't know what I would do in that scenario. I would like to think I would keep my competitive integrity and stay true to it, and of course turn that down. But when you're uncertain of if you'll ever make it to the pro scene and you're offered something like $10,000, like truly, what would you do? Would you crack under the pressure? Continuing where we left off, we'll talk some money. Just looking at the straight numbers, over $2.5 billion in 2024 is what esports betting grossed for the whole industry. And in 2025, it's expected to reach up to 2.8, almost 3 billion. Over the next 10, 15 years, we could be looking at $10, $15 billion is what esports betting is adding into the industry. And when you're comparing it to something like football, just like traditional sports, every other commercial is something like DraftKings, like traditional just betting. And if the goal is for one day esports to be just as big as everything else or be right alongside it, it kind of makes sense that this is the venue it's going to have to take. Over 74.3 million users. You G-Gens, that's all you guys out there. That is a ton of you guys gambling. I mean, I'm right there with you, but gambling in all these matches. It's crazy to think how big it's become. You have all these like betting websites sponsoring major teams like Ninja and Pajamas, your favorite streamers, sold out arenas. And to think it's all partially because of betting in the esports. People, like we said, look at it like a necessary evil, and I think that's exactly what it is. I mean, there's tons of side effects that doctors and everything will definitely show you, where more gambling definitely could lead to an addiction. But I think if esports truly wants to grow in a way that makes it viable 10, 15 years down the way, I think esports betting is the venue it has to go. For this next segment, I want to hear what your guys' opinions are as viewers. I truly, at the end of the day, we are all just esports viewers. We're not the pros. We're just the D-gens out there gambling and just trying to spectate our sport. So what do you guys think? I mean, people were gutted by the IBUYPOWER situation. You had pros who could have gone on to be major names. I mean, they could be Nico today, but their legacies were cut short through this. Do you think that the punishments that were set upon them were too harsh, maybe not strict enough? Journalist Richard Lewis once said, "Without enforcement, match fixing's here to stay." And it's super true. I mean, I believe that if we do not give harsh punishments to these players, it's going to open up a gate to even more players doing it, and it's become even more of a norm. I mean, right now in Valorant, you see it where there's just allegations, they're just rumors. It's hard to go and point out actual facts of what players are doing this. Is this only happening in minor tournaments and minor leagues, or is this happening in the biggest of the industry? So what are you guys' thoughts? What do you guys think should happen? All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, underage gambling. I'll be honest, it is probably, it is a problem for a lot of people. I'll go ahead and get my personal feelings out of the way. I think that if people want to gamble, they're going to find a way to gamble. I know that as a child, if I really truly wanted something, I would try my best to make it happen. But when you look at it, let's say a kid, like I said in the last episode, is going, they want to go gamble or they want to go bet on Heroic or something, all right? One, already shame on that kid. But two, they're most likely betting with their parents' money. So I think, like I said, it falls on the parents to be more strict with their kids. But then again, if a kid really wants it, he's probably going to find a way. But I also could tie it back to, if a kid loses a lot at a young age, maybe he goes in the path of, nope, not for me. I can't go buy my Skittles or something, right? It's definitely a touchy subject for a lot of people. You know, just looking at the statistics, according to bettors, 18 to 27%, or 18 to 27 was the age made up of 40% of all esports betting. So unless there's some old heads, some 80-year-olds, some unks out there betting, it definitely does show that there's a lot of children gambling. A lot of websites have started putting in practices to try and prevent this. I don't know truly how well these have been implemented or how well they actually work. I mean, same sentiment. If a child is gonna go try and gamble, they're probably gonna make it happen. There is 1,000 ways to lie about your age, and I mean, it's definitely in direct access as well. It is very easy to see. I think when you have major streamers as well going in there and showing themselves betting on the industry and betting in esports, it probably makes kids want to go do it. But again, parents, they're using your money. Like, gotta be. Unless they're going out there mowing the lawn, they're using your money. You can see it going away. If you don't want your kid doing it, lock them down, dude. Monitor a little bit, you know? Go be impactful in your kid's life. Yeah, so final thoughts on esports betting as a whole. I definitely swayed more into my personal opinion. I hope you guys don't mind. I think there's two types of people. I think there's winners and there's quitters in gambling, all right? Gambling can definitely be an addictive route. I think if you have an addictive personality, you degens out there need to decipher that, hey, maybe envy, getting one more kill in this match should not decide my financial future. And if you wanted to decide your financial future, do it, dude. You can always work for one more month. Make that next paycheck. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for this two-part series. Let us know what you want us to talk about next. This has been a pleasure. Thank you for having me. And this has been the state of esports betting.